idolization of English pronunciation. Heated debate ensued in Korea whenever K-pop idols like Chang introduced themselves in English or South Korean President Yoon delivers an English speech. The discussion is around an element that supposedly has a large influence in determining the speaker's English proficiency. The public figure's English pronunciation praised are the ones who imitate the smooth American intonation or posh British accent. Those who fail to do so are viewed as terrible English speakers. Now is the time for Korean society to question this unhealthy idealization of native-like pronunciation and redefine what it means to be fluent in English. Origins of an obsession. The pursuit of perfect pronunciation did not emerge overnight. Tracing back to the early 2000s, then President Lee Myung-bak initiated sweeping educational reform to equip South Korean students with better English skills to compete on a global stage. Consequently, the demand for English education skyrocketed, and with it, the eagerness to acquire native-like fluency. How this aspiration evolved into fixation lies in the very nature of South Korea's English education system. Fluency, often equated with native-like pronunciation, is a crucial criterion in determining one's competence in English. This is because the rigorous education system and the related focus on exam preparation often leave students unfamiliar with speaking English in real life. An experiment involving a speech by Korea-born former United Nations Secretary General Pan displays how this unfamiliarity with comprehending the detailed contents of English dialogues lead to a tendency to evaluate English by pronunciation. The English speech by Pan was shown, and the participants, both native and non-native English speakers, were asked to determine his English proficiency. Native speakers valued his proficiency highly due to Pan's refined vocabulary and in-depth content, while non-native speakers did not, due to his unnatural pronunciation. The common notion that mastering native intonation equals mastering English manifest in an alarming social phenomenon. A lingual frenectomy surgery boomed in the 2000s, done in a way that burned out a particular root of the tongue, the frenulum. The surgery gained popularity among parents to help their children pronounce R's and L's like native speakers. In the present day, this fixation with the pronunciation continues. A study published in the Journal of the Korea Academia Industrial Cooperation Society in 2022 showed that most South Korean college students perceive the American pronunciation as the best and the ideal form of English fluency, thereby highlighting the ongoing hierarchy in native intonation. While obsession perpetuated, while pronunciation is undoubtedly important, it should not overshadow the primary purpose of language, which is to communicate. When fluency becomes the sole measure of one's English proficiency, the essence of learning the language is lost. A fixation with native-like pronunciation quickly discourages learners from mastering English. By reflecting the overwhelming need of learners to prioritize the intonation, South Korea's English education industry neglected practical skills such as vocabulary and expression. Educational apps like the Speak, which claim to help users correct their intonation in an American style, are highly ranked, and online tutoring sessions focused on acquiring native accent are popular nationwide. Such a learning environment could perpetuate a cycle of obsession where students focus on sounding like native speakers instead of effectively using the language for functional purposes. Furthermore, the demand for native-like pronunciation failed to consider the status of English as a universal language spoken among non-native speakers. According to ethnologue of the 1.4 billion English speakers worldwide, only 373 million are native speakers, with 297 million from the United States. The remaining 1 billion people speak English as a second language. Variation in pronunciation are not a matter of right or wrong. They are natural outcomes of English being spoken globally. Need for mindset reform. To break free from this fixation, mindset reform is imperative. South Koreans must first accept themselves as non-native English speakers. This admission should not be viewed as an embarrassment, but as an acknowledgement of the cultural richness resulting from speaking English with different intonation. The emphasis should shift to prioritizing effective communication and cultural understanding in fostering a more inclusive English learning environment. Just like how South Koreans appreciate foreigners attempting to speak Korean regardless of their pronunciation, they should extend the same courtesy to non-native English speakers by embracing the cultural value of diverse English accent and acknowledging that being a non-native English speaker is not a limitation but a unique identity. Korean society should redefine what it means to be proficient in English.